Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Pinfall Podcast. I am your host, Liz, and I am so tired. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Marcus.
Hello.
Hello.
This is NXT 2.0.
This is the Pinfall Podcast 2.0. With more colors.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No more colors.
This blanket is different from yesterday's blanket. This one's green.
Hmm. So NXT.
This wasn't a bad episode. It's getting better.
I thought this was the most main roster episode of NXT 2.0 that we've gotten.
Really?
Yeah. From a can they coexist match to long promos starting off the show to short matches, kind of weak reasons for matches to be happening, and just all around like two-dimensional storytelling for the most part. And on top of that, add the shitty crowd into all of it.
Dude, the crowd sucks.
This crowd is fucking awful. I hate everything about the CWC crowd, and they just made it a whole lot worse to watch today.
Yeah, I don't know. I did feel like today's episode went quicker than the other ones have. I felt somewhat entertained.
For me, it went quick until the last half hour. Then that started to drag a little bit.
I think knowing that we had this Can We Coexist match waiting for us at the end made it, like, miserable.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, I didn't like that match at all.
I mean, I'd probably say it's the one I enjoyed the most, but I didn't really enjoy any match today. I thought they were all pretty lame. Except one, maybe.
Which one?
Creed Brothers and Imperium.
That was a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just... It did feel... The beginning felt very main rostery.
Yeah.
We haven't had, like, a short match head off the show in a while.
Yeah. And also, how many women's matches were there? 2? 1.5?
I don't know. However,
There was Cora Jade and Elektra Lopez, and then the triple threat, which became a singles match.
yeah. At least the triple threat, like,
That was fun.
took up time too.
Yeah.
For Jade and Electra Lopez,
That was stupid.
it was neither here nor there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's starting to become clear, like, what is going to last going forward and what is going to fall flat very quickly. Like, Carmelo and Trick is going to last a long time. They're going to be great. I personally think Joe Gacy could come around to being an interesting story.
I hate to say it, but I think you might be right. And I think the thing is, okay, so it's not like Joe Gacy prior to Harland coming into everything was interesting.
Yeah.
Or wait, not interesting. Sorry.
Yeah.
Was annoying. Was very annoying. But with Harland coming in, it kind of gives an outlet to the annoyingness I feel less preached to.
Right.
And there's some people who are, like, taking him seriously, and they're like, well, like they're like siding with him because, like, he's talking about safe spaces, and I was like, guys, guys.
It's becoming very clear that that storyline has the most depth to it. because there's like
Potential.
what it seems like is like we were correct in our criticisms of it because it seems to be part of the storyline that he's just using buzzwords, that he is putting on a facade, that he's not carrying that persona in the ring. Like all of that, it seems to actually be part of the storyline. And Harland, as as much as they massacred Parker Boudreaux or Bordeaux, whatever.
Boudreaux. You got it right the first time for once.
Shit, I did.
And then you decided to screw it up.
Before Parker Borders was massacred, his look was massacred. The storyline is looking very interesting. But then you also have like Diamond Mine, which doesn't seem interesting at all besides the Creed brothers putting on good matches. The Braun Breaker Ciampa feud is so flat right now. The women's tag division has just been awful.
Braun hasn't been interesting. The women's division in general has like I was talking about this with some friends, and we kind of realized that the problem is that the women's division used to be like very hard hitting and very like gritty, and now it's either sexy ladies or ladies in relationships.
Yeah.
Save for Raquel and Frankie and Jesse and Io.
And Elektra.
Thank you. There was one name that I was like,
like, I don't know. They all come off like I throw even Io into that category because she's kind of her and Zoe's relationship is a joke right now. Like it's a caricature.
That is true. But I think
it's an RK Bro spinoff.
But I think Io's refusal to play into it for her part does come off good. Mm-hmm. It makes her definitely more reputable.
Yeah.
Because also with RK Bro, Randy has like come in and like saved Riddle a couple times. But I feel like if Zoe were in like a position where she needed saving, Io would be like, "That's not my problem."
Yeah, I mean, again, it all comes down to the depth. Randy shows a lot of depth. Riddle shows a lot of depth. Zoe doesn't. Io doesn't. I mean, Io's amazing, but her character is given no depth in the story at all. She just doesn't like anybody. That's it. She doesn't like anybody and she wrestles well. That's her whole thing.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. Io is like still somebody I'm interested in watching at least.
Yeah. But there is something great that's happening now, and that is Johnny Gargano has returned. Him and Dexter Lumis are now working together in unison against Carmelo and Trick, so that Johnny could potentially get the North American Championship at Halloween Havoc. Doubt it'll happen, but it'll still be a cool storyline, especially since it seems like they're doing a House of Horrors type thing.
It's not what I expected. Definitely did not expect that we were going to be seeing Johnny tonight.
Yeah, and
Not complaining.
It also seems like he wants to bring back Rebel Heart. Please bring back Rebel Heart. It is the best NXT song that's ever existed.
I'm hoping so much.
But yeah, there's a lot more to talk about, which we'll get to in the full recap. But in the meantime, Liz, what news do we have in this one day since we last saw everyone?
We have first a sign.
Yes, Autumn Wind West, Rebel Heart is fantastic.
Okay, so we have some non-WWE news. First of all, Bray Wyatt has teased an alliance with the very evil Danhausen. Um, apparently somebody said Bray in a tooth match against Danhausen and Mr. Wyndham, if you will.
Which I
said
think
we
that's
should
what he's going by now, Wyndham.
Yeah. But he said we should unite instead. How very evil of us. And I said,
And then
yes,
Danhausen responded saying Wyndhamhausen.
God, that'd be so fun.
It would be. I don't know how the comedy... Bray's done comedy before. The Firefly Funhouse stuff was very much in Danhausen's league, so I think that, yeah, that could be awesome.
Also, AEW has officially signed full-time one Mr. Daniel Garcia.
Nice.
Yeah. Fucking good-ass signing for them.
Yeah.
I mean, on the heels of, like, Lee Moriarty and Bobby, and now Daniel Garcia, I feel like they've got, like, a fun little sort of, like, pure wrestling kind of deal going on, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, they're really making long-term investments with younger talent, and their investments are being put in the right place because Lee Moriarty and Daniel Garcia are two incredible talents that will go very far, given how incredible they are in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Daniel Garcia is already having matches with some of the top talent in the world, like Christopher Daniels, CM Punk, Sting. It is amazing.
Yeah. Also, AEW is not really anymore, but was at one point in a bit of hot water because they made a tweet saying that they were a certain amount of stuff. Every purchase was going to go towards Susan G. Komen, which, if you don't know, you should not donate to them because they are horrible.
Research Susan G. Komen. It's a scam.
It's a fucking bullshit operation. But anyways, so they tweeted that, and a lot of people said exactly what we're saying, which was, it's bullshit. You should not partner with them. It's a fucking mess. Mm-hmm. And actually, CM Punk originally had said in 2015, if you're going to give money to a company that claims to raise money for finding a cure for cancer, please do some research. Komen is a scam. And somebody, like a bunch of people were kind of like calling him out for that because they were like, hey. And he finally tweeted, hey, everybody, with a gift that says we're working on it. Because somebody actually retweeted that tweet saying, keep that same energy at CM Punk. And he responded, I always do, bitch.
Punk has been such a great thing for AEW, not just like on TV, but he's gotta be some like a huge mind backstage. Like I'm sure Tony Khan really looks up to him, and the minds working together like that's gonna be awesome.
Yes. But I'm glad that CM Punk's got his nose in there.
Yeah. And that they actually like listen to him. Yeah.
And listen to the fans, which, you know, is really not something people have said AEW does so much better than their promotion. Anyways.
Impact.
Yeah. Did you see Josh Alexander's picture from like however many years ago?
No.
He posted like an older picture of him, and like, this looks so different now. Like insanely different.
Did he have hair?
And I think it's pretty much just like a headshot. So
did he have hair back then?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you of all people I think should see this. But
you mean Josh Alexander's biggest fan?
Exactly. Also, so Alexa Bliss is apparently teasing a transformation. So right now she's out because she's getting surgery. She had to undergo sinus surgery, I guess. Which fucking sounds like a lobotomy.
Yeah.
You see the picture? Yeah.
He looks like some fucking IT dude. He looks like
just some guy.
Yeah, he looks like some guy that works in the office that you don't really talk to. You just see walking around a lot.
Yeah. Um, so Bliss posted a GIF that's like her dark Bliss persona, like, and it's kind of like swapping between the regular Bliss persona, which some people are starting to say might mean that she's going to go back to a normal-ish state. But that does not necessarily mean that the dark Bliss shit is over.
Okay.
It just means that maybe she's going back to looking like Alexa Bliss, and maybe she's going to be 10 times as fucking weird.
That'd be pretty cool. As long as they keep kind of the dark Bliss, because, I mean, don't want to ruin continuity. Don't want to just suddenly pull regular Bliss back.
Yeah, WWE would never do that.
Yeah, never.
Also, the WWE is considering a serious push for Montez Ford, apparently. According to Give Me Sport, it seems like the match that he just had against Roman was viewed as a trial.
Oh, I kind of got that feeling. It had that vibe to it.
And they said that apparently it said that he's passed with flying colors. It also was reported that they were thinking of splitting up the Street Profits. But they didn't, so that's kind of where I'm a little confused.
I mean, to be fair, you don't have to split up a tag team for someone to have a successful singles run.
You don't have to.
Tell that to the New Day. Or
exactly. Anyways, last piece of news for tonight is ending on like a nice little light note. Mr. Mustafa Ali is going to donate why did I say that? He's going to donate his WWE Crown Jewel earnings to charity. It doesn't quite say exactly what charity, but he did say that he's going to donate all of his earnings to that. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And a super cool thing for him to do. And I wanted to talk about that because every other piece of news I feel like is always just like...
Now, I'm going to bring us down real quick.
Oh, come on. I left on a high note.
So, Bianca Belair had posted Instagram stories and since deleted them. But what they said were just text on her story that said, "It is not cool to approach me and try to hug me, especially without a mask on, or approach me in a dark parking lot. It's just not cool. Or come to my hotel and watch and try to record me as I'm working out through the hotel gym window, or follow me in the elevator." Who in their right mind thinks that any of that's okay?
Okay.
And I could tell based on the look of your face that you thought this was something bad that Bianca did.
Well, I got nervous. Yeah, I don't like deleted Instagram stories. Don't like that either. But
yeah,
some people just like don't understand that these are also people, and that's like mind numbing to me.
They're human beings. Respect their privacy. Like you would want others to respect yours. And don't be a fucking creep.
I also just want everyone to know that I'm never going to know happiness again because Aaron Boone was signed to the Yankees again for 3 more years. So if you think, oh, Liz has been miserable for the last 3 years, when 2025 comes around, this is why. Just so everyone knows. I just want everyone to be apprised of my situation.
Maybe the Yankees need like a CM Punk.
The Yankees need a something. I'm sure CM Punk can play better baseball than most of them.
I just mean to tell them to fire Aaron Boone. Oh,
it's so funny.
You need Triple H.
It's really funny though because everyone is pissed about this. Like there is not a single person on, like I follow the Yankees topic on Twitter, so I get like a bunch of different tweets from different people.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is like, this is a fucking like complete offense to Yankees fans. This is bullshit. I'm like, well, at least we're all together on something.
Unfortunately, the Cashman won't fire Boone just because people want him to.
Yeah, no.
I don't think that's probable cause. All right, so let's get into the recap from today's NXT 2.0. Started off with a promo. Carmelo Hayes comes out with Trick Williams. Trick says, "Who's your new North American champion?" Mello, look at what we've done. If you're looking for humble, you can look for it in a dictionary. Mello, it's your night. Carmelo says, 4.5 months ago, I stepped on in the scene and I brought that energy. I proved that I'm the final boss. I walked around here for 2 months, waiting for the right opportunity to take what's mine. Last week, I pulled a swerve on Swerve. From this point on, I'm calling the shots. I am the leader of the new school. As long as this is around my waist, this is the A championship. Tell that to Braun Breaker. Johnny Gargano then comes out. He says, "The energy in the room just changed. My name is Johnny Gargano. We've never formally met. I had my eye on you. As someone who held this title more times than anybody, I wanted to come out here and say congrats. I've been having a lot of fun recently. I've lost my way, though." So sad. Said Austin's on Raw, Indy's married, and Candice is... What did he say?
Pregnant.
Pregnant.
Pregnant. Bless his soul. Bless his dear soul. Dude probably came out there like so hyped to fucking like talk to people again, and just immediately was like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And you know what? If they're bringing Johnny back, as long as he's fucking facing Carmelo and not like Joe Gacy, not Tony Deangelo, not any of the bullshit new people that are there, like, good. Let him fight probably the best talent in the new roster. And yeah, Miriam's right. That was the loudest pop from all of tonight. That was great.
Yeah. And I was happy for that because the crowd sucks. So like I was kind of worried that like I guess I didn't have time to be worried about this, but like in my head I was like, there are certain people that might come back and like not get applause, and that's gonna be weird.
I disagree because the CWC, I guess we're still gonna call it, crowd, very much loves their originals. Like they love Ciampa, EO, like all the already like the pre-existing veterans of NXT. That's why they boo MSK.
That's true.
That's why they booed oh, they didn't boo Braun Breaker. I don't know who they're gonna cheer for next week. But yeah, the crowd may suck, but as long as Johnny got the pop, that's what matters. Let's see, where did I leave off? He said, "I think what's next is staring me right in the face. I think what's next for me is going back to doing what I was put on this planet to do, being in front of these people in this ring against someone like you. You say when Mello shoots, he don't miss. There's a first time for everything. How about you take a shot on me?" And then they start talking about Indy for some reason. I didn't quite catch what they were saying. But that prompted Dexter to appear right behind Carmelo and Trick, and he put the silence on Trick, but both Mello and Trick escape. And then that brings us to our first match, Odyssey Jones versus Andre Chase.
And boy, was it not a match.
I was hoping that because this is like kind of a story that it would be a little longer.
Yeah, like they kind of buried Andre Chase here a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Which sucks. Like
they showed he's just there for comedy purposes.
Next thing you know, he's gonna also be fucking working in the underground casino.
I think it's called Poker Room or something. They gave it a name this time around.
Yeah, it's called Duke's Poker Room. It's fucking silly.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So Andre gets shoved inside out by Jones multiple times. There's a drop kick to Odyssey and then a DDT to Odyssey. And Odyssey hits a spine buster, pancakes down onto Andre to win. Yee.
Yep. That was that. That was that. Maybe Andre Chase can join Steve. Fuck you, Steve. Are you serious?
Why am I blanking?
Oh, what the fuck, Siri? I did not.
Who's Steve?
Steve from the promos?
Okay, now I know who Steve is.
But after that we had a promo from Diamond Mine. So fucking tired of Diamond Mine. Bivens says, I was minding my own business. I heard all of these people asking for title opportunities week after week.
Sorry, hang on.
What?
He said he was minding his own business, not getting jumped in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was a great fucking line.
I didn't write that part down because I couldn't keep up. But, yeah. He says, week after week, the Creed brothers have earned their opportunity. We're not going to ask for an opportunity. We're just going to take it. Not how it works, Bivens. But, you know what? You should fight Walter.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Bivens versus Walter. If Bivens wins, Diamond Mine gets all the titles. So then we get Creed Brothers versus Imperium.
This was a good match.
Yeah, it was really good.
My problem is still I don't know which Creed is which. I figured out that Brutus has the light hair, Julius has the dark hair.
I always think of it as like Brute. Brutus looks more like a brute than Julius.
True. Julius got the better end of the fucking name stick.
Also, this match proved like it was a good match, but it continued to prove why I don't like Diamond Mine in the ring. They just keep distracting. Like Roddy just fucking pulled I think it was Marcel's leg. He was on the top rope.
He interfered with Marcel and then Fabian attacked him.
Yeah. It wouldn't be so bad if like Diamond Mine wasn't like it wasn't supposed to be like this very technical, pure wrestling kind of faction.
Fair point. Yeah. I mean, my God, I love talking. Talking is my favorite thing to do. Imperium. I don't know if maybe it's just because I feel like we haven't seen Imperium a lot lately. But Imperium looked so good in this match.
They did, and I think they're trying to prove that they shouldn't be released or sent back to NXT UK.
I don't know if that would ever happen. I feel like we've got to worry more about Walter coming over to NXT 2.0, which is going to be a weird fucking moment if that happens.
No, he'd fast track to the main roster.
Imagine Walter comes out wearing like a singlet similar to like Braun Breaker, and it's Walter the Wrecker.
Oh God!
Oh, gotta laugh to keep from crying.
He would come out and be part of Diamond Mine.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, Imperium ran most of this match. There were some nasty uppercuts. That like just fucking took the head off of Brutus. But Julius is the one who's really kind of standing out a little bit, I feel like, in Diamond Mine now. Yeah. He hit a strange power slam to Marcel off the top rope. Like, Marcel jumped off of the top rope into his arms and, like, right into it.
Mm-hmm.
That was around the time that Roddy interfered, and Eichner had to attack Roddy. It wasn't until fucking Fabian just caught Brutus Creed on his goddamn shoulders. Like,
He almost crushed
catches,
him, but
yeah, but like he catches him on his shoulders, kind of does like this nasty fucking squat,
mm-hmm.
and then hits the Death Valley driver. So Marcel ends up getting him against Julius. There's a kick under the jaw to Julius, but Marcel jumps off the ropes into his arms, and before Julius can do anything, Ikemen and Kushida come in to interfere in the match. They DQ. No, they don't DQ the match, even though Brutus gets involved. Or Julius gets involved. One of the two of them, I guess. Marcel rolls up the non-involved Creed brother.
I think it was Brutus was the one who got rolled up.
I thought so too, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand right now. This is what happened. So Marcel rolls up Brutus to win. And then it just kind of breaks into a free-for-all. And then MSK come out and they attack Imperium and
Well, that makes sense because MSK was attacked by Imperium last week. And they're giving Imperium a title shot at Halloween Havoc.
True.
Also, we're getting like 3 make a deal, spin the wheel, whatever's at Halloween Havoc, but only 2 or only 1 has been spun. Oh,
I guess we're gonna spin the wheel and make the deal on the day.
No, probably on Twitter. Yeah. WWE loves their Twitter shit. Alright, so after that we had the dumbest fucking thing. Like in the entirety of NXT 2.0. Like this was bad. So we get Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. They're in the woods.
What the fuck was this?
Well, Kyle had what? He had like his ATV or dirt bike or something. And he's like,
Looked like he was on a regular ass bike, honestly,
Yeah.
in my opinion, like a mountain bike.
a bike. And he's like, oh, where's your bike, Von Wagner? And Von Wagner's like, where we're going, we don't need bikes. And they run through the woods. Von Wagner pulls up a log. And I stopped taking notes at this point because I was in awe at how stupid this whole thing was. They're sitting at a campfire eating like beans together or something.
Okay.
Oh, he pulls out a beer. Kyle looks at it and he's like, this is amazing. He hasn't
No,
even sipped
Kyle
it.
looks at it and he says, oh man, you're something else. And I was like,
It's a beer.
Von Wagner's like, we're gonna do some 12-ounce curls. And that's when Kyle's like, you're something else, man. And I was like, where the fuck am I?
This was a trip. Like, it was not good. This brought Kyle O'Reilly down so far and just kept Von Wagner like way down.
And Kyle was doing so well.
Kyle was doing perfectly fine.
We don't need Von Wagner, the Wagon Man.
Oh my god. Like, they have not done a good job like selling Von Wagner to me.
No. Because what is he besides a fanboy?
How many non-Undisputed Era friends has Kyle tried to make since Yui broke up?
I mean, to be fair, I also can't make friends, so.
Like, he tried to
After you hit a certain point in life, it's like,
be friends with Finn. Obviously Von
Finn
Wagner. I think there was someone else. He didn't want to be friends with Cameron Grimes. I could have sworn there was someone else around the time of like Karrion Kross being champ. Can't remember. Could have sworn.
I'm not getting anything.
Miriam says Kyle's never been on his own. He's having trouble understanding what non-Yui friends are supposed to be like. Oh, Kushida. It was Kushida that was his other friend.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miriam. Dude, just let him have a singles run where he's nice to people, but he's not like in a tag team.
And not doing any undisputed era shit. It's like he's Kyle to leave and join Bobby and reform Redragon.
The problem is that they've been having him go for the NXT title. He should be going for the North American title. Like, he should fight Carmelo Hayes. Anyway, moving on from that promo, we had a promo with Joe Gacy, which continued to move towards a lot of people's beliefs that there's something more to Joe Gacy than what meets the eye. He says maybe NXT 2.0 isn't such a safe space for us. We don't need violence. We won't be triggered by words. And he emphasized the buzzwords. Like, he's putting extra emphasis on them. And Joe Gacy, being the long-running wrestler that he is, he's been it for 15 years. This is most likely intentional. So he puts emphasis on triggered. He says, I know you're alone. I have empathy. I will speak for you. We will be stronger than we ever could be. Take my hand. Miriam said it's going to end up being like the Winter Soldier activation words. Yeah. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't even... Well, I also didn't watch that movie.
I
know what a sleeper cell is.
Yeah, a sleeper cell. And then he calls Harland his snowflake, and they touch hands on the glass, separating them. And it's like, I want to say it's well done because they keep building. They're progressing, and it's 3-dimensional. There's more than meets the eye. Like Harland will be Joe Gacy's heater, and Joe Gacy's gonna be like some mastermind.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited to see where this goes. If it goes as planned and doesn't just swerve halfway through. Swerve. He's coming back. So then we get Legado in the ring. Santos says, may God bless you, Carmelo, you lucky son of a bitch. It seems to me like your luck has just vanished. When you find your title, me and Senorita Luck are gonna find you. In the meantime, here's Elektra Lopez. She's gonna set the record straight for Legado. She starts talking. She says, La Madrina. And then Cora Jade comes out, and we get Cora Jade versus Elektra Lopez in a dumb match.
Yeah, this wasn't good.
Miriam said, then Von Wagner will save him through the power of friendship, tree trunks, and beer.
Von Wagner's a man's man.
Don't forget the power of sledgehammering a tire. Because that's a thing.
You know, maybe we all need a Von Wagner in our lives.
I'm good.
Alright, so this fucking match. This was a weird one, huh? This was a funky little something or other because Elektra basically dominated the entire match until Cora Jade hit her with an inside cradle, and it looked like Elektra kicked out. But the ref still said 3.
It was a wonky finish. Very wonky.
Because this also happened... Well, okay, so this happened in the Imperium Creed Brothers match, but it kind of didn't seem like Imperium was supposed to lose.
I think that was intentional because of the real deep pin Marcel had Brutus.
Yeah. But this one looked like it could have been like a...
You could also make the case because I feel like with the whole Cora Jade in action next graphic that they had, that she was supposed to win, and this was just like giving her a win. I don't know. I don't like when they unconvincingly give somebody a win just because they have plans for them.
Yeah.
Like, have them in kayfabe earn it. Alright, so then we get an interview with Ciampa and Braun Breaker. Breaker says, I've seen this before, in regards to, can they coexist, whatever. He says, we hit each other, we get mad, we get pissed. It's not going to happen tonight. Ciampa says, didn't you say last week you'd keep me safe until Havoc? It was a weird exchange. And then we get Yoshirai versus Persia Parota versus JC Jane, where the winner gets to spin the wheel for their Halloween Havoc match. This was pretty decent when it became a singles match.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, so it was a very fast-paced match. Jane, Io, and Perota all kind of took turns against each other. Jane looked like she wanted to suplex Io at one point. She couldn't. Both Io and Jane kind of team up to superkick Perota. They wanted to superkick Perota, but Perota suplexes both ladies, and I'm really excited to see where they're gonna push Perota. And by excited, I mean I'm excited to see how they're gonna utilize her. I think that she's, as a bigger woman, I think it's always interesting how they end up using them, because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So yeah. I'm hoping it works. So Perota ends up suplexing both ladies, and then she lifts up Jane. Io dropkicks Perota. Perota falls backwards with Jane. And then Io unloads Persia from the ring. And JC Jane goes to dive out onto her. And JC Jane tangles her little foot up in the rope and falls flat on her face from the ring.
Yeah. And it was very much, before you say exactly what happened as a result of that, it was a result of her not entirely committing to the dive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta fucking commit to that. You gotta give yourself enough speed. She didn't, and you gotta commit. Like,
yeah, kudos to her. She did carry on for a couple minutes after that. It wasn't until we came back from commercial break that we found out that Jane couldn't finish the match.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's okay to wrestle next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually, Io sets up for the 619 and gets it. She sends a dropkick to the knee of Persia, then suplexes her and hits the over the moonsault to win. So she's the one who spins the wheel, and I think because you responded to the tweet, I think it was Tiger Driver that was talking about how, like, this is it was kind of weird to just, like, you win so you get to spin the wheel, like,
yeah, you get to spin the wheel for a random result.
Yeah, and you all suffer the consequences.
Yeah. It's like the loser should spin and take the blame for everything.
Yeah. Like, now you're the person, like, the ladders don't work better for you because you were the one to spin the wheel.
Yeah. But the result that they got was the Scare Way to Hell ladder match. And I'm really hoping that they decorate the fucking CWC, like, as much as they can for Halloween. Like, Halloween it up. Don't just leave it how it is.
Mm-hmm. It better be orange and black as hell.
Yeah. Like last year's. Last year's was fantastic. Also, nobody's gonna beat Shotzi. Shotzi was the best host they could have gotten. Unbelievable that they didn't call her back down to do it. But after that match, we had probably the weirdest promo. This was like kind of bizarre, but not in the bad way, like the Von Wagner Kyle stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Ikemen Jiro goes into the bathroom where Kushida's peeing in a urinal. Ikemen Jiro yells. Kushida's scaring him while he's mid pee. Like you see him zip up his fly. And Ikemen's just like they're both like yelling at each other after what happened. Fucking I think with Diamond Mine. Ikemen yells, "We will crush them." Kushida says, "I need style strong like this, like your jacket." And Ikemen says, "No, you are Kushida." He dumps out Kushida's luggage all over the bathroom floor. And,
Fucking silly.
and takes out Kushida's jacket, like his trademark one, and gives it to him. And he says, "Time to go back to the future." And Kushida hits his little watch. Lights go all blue. And we're getting this Kushida back again, which is awesome.
I'm so excited. Like they're starting to do a couple of like, you know, concessions, I think. Where they're like, okay, here's Johnny. Okay, maybe you get Rebel Heart back. Okay, here's Kushida doing his I forgot the name of the fucking tag team that he was on with Alex Shelley. It was the Time something.
Oh, time skippers, something like that. Time splitters. No, that's a thing. I don't know.
You're getting close.
But a tag team with Ikemen will be awesome because it gives Ikemen something to do, and it gives Kushida something to do. And I was very worried about Kushida staying relevant in NXT. Time splitters. Okay, so I was right.
Yes.
That was a complete guess.
It was something like that.
Yeah, Miriam confirmed it's time splitters too.
Thank you, Mary.
But yeah, this is gonna be awesome. And then we had Tony Deangelo versus Ruefang.
What a man! What a man's man! Man of the people.
I love Tony, but I gotta say,
You don't gotta say.
he might run out of steam pretty fast.
I don't think he will.
Maybe not. Maybe not with the CWC crowd, but we gotta see.
I don't think he will.
We gotta see what his first full feud is like.
I think he's gonna be so good. Maybe he and like Duke team up.
God.
Duke can run like Tony's underground casino nights.
You know, Duke just needs to team up with Johnny Swinger.
Duke needs to team up with like literally anybody that can give him some justice.
Duke needs a hobby.
So first of all, Tony gives Ruefang a noogie. Let's start there. There's a knee to Rue and a forearm to Tony, and then a kick, and then a European uppercut to Rue, and then like a Northern Lights suplex on like a one-legged corkscrew something or other. Tony Deangelo gets the fucking pin, shouts, "Forget about it," and then is interviewed by the ring announcer and slips her some money so that she stops talking about Flash Legends manager.
He said, "Don't be a snitch."
Yeah. I'm in love. Like, at first I was like, ironically, like, Tony Deangelo, hell yeah. But no, I'm in love with this man. I want nothing but good things for him.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. He puts us all into it. He loves
He's
it.
so over with the crowd right now. It's like,
which is hard, I guess.
Yeah. Like, who knows what they fucking like?
It's all just a group of Bruce Pritchards. They still love Imperium. Still love Imperium. All right, so then let's see, where was I? Then we had Poker Room with Duke Hudson, which was dumb. It's just him fucking playing poker, nothing special. And then we get what was supposed to be, well, we get Briggs Jensen versus Legado del Fantasma, but we go backstage. Briggs and Jensen were attacked by Legado. Wild hits Briggs with a chair. Legado then comes out, and then we actually get Briggs and Jensen versus Legado. I don't know what the attack was supposed to accomplish.
What it was supposed to accomplish was we got Joaquin Wild shouting shit about "You'll never learn, will you?"
While wearing
as he walked, while wearing a cape and walking into the ring. Which, you know what? If that's all we got, fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna try to be careful with this because I didn't highlight a lot of notes. But that was mostly out of frustration. So it is interesting. Briggs and Jensen both really didn't seem to show any of the effects of the attack whatsoever, which they could have sold that a little better.
Mm-hmm.
My most humble opinion. Jensen launches Wild right off the bat. Gets Briggs in. He hits a diving shoulder tackle to Wild. It doesn't really change tides until Legado start doing their little rapid fire tagging in and out to kick Briggs before they hit him with the team suplex. There's a crossbody splash onto Briggs, but that's still not enough to pin him. Brooks ends up getting in, and he pancakes Wild after dumping Mendoza out. They, however, manage their tag team offense where Raul kind of slings himself around Brooks, holding him out for Wild to kick him straight in the jaw. They get that. They win. So I guess it's better than if they lost.
Yeah.
Considering everything.
Yeah. I'm glad Legado hasn't been stiffed at all in this whole shift. They're still dominant.
I mean, they've just been getting better.
Yeah. Yeah. And with talent like all four of those people, how can you not put them at the top?
Yeah.
All right, so then we had a Raquel and Mandy video package, which was really good. But then we got another vignette, the black and white vignette of Dakota Kai digging the grave. It's no secret now that it's Dakota Kai. It's no secret at all. She buries a TV along with other stuff. I didn't quite catch what she said. If anybody knows what she said, please put it in the chat. No clue. But some of the stuff is a WWE chair, TV, yeah, a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And then we go backstage to the locker room where Mello and Trick are looking through the lockers, looking for the title. They search one locker that's being lit up and has fake spider webs and creepy shit inside of it. Trick pulls out a drawing that Dexter drew. Carmelo takes it and reads it saying, "Meet us here, Dexter Loomis, October 26th, something about a haunted house." And so it seems like we're getting a House of Horrors match. That would be awesome. Please.
That would be so much fun.
The last one was so much fun last year. All right, and next up we have LA Knight versus Grayson Waller.
God damn it.
Where the winner becomes host of Halloween Havoc.
Waller ends up trying to pin LA 500 separate times in 500 separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
But Knight hangs Waller up, spears him over the ropes. He ends up grabbing Waller off the ropes. Or no, rather, Waller goes to go off the ropes. Instead, LA avoids it. Waller doesn't jump. He just kind of like lets himself down, but gets a boot to the face and a stunner. Knight wins. Knight's the host. I want to swallow candle wax.
Better than Grayson Waller. I love Grayson Waller. I think he's a great personality. I think he's a great wrestler. I don't think he would be a great host. LA Knight, I could see him hamming it up a bit.
That's if you like aren't sick and tired of seeing LA Knight as it is.
I'm not. I'm not at all.
See, I am. I'm tired.
I want more LA Knight. I'm mad that he hasn't been on his TV as much.
So much less.
I love
What we
him.
have is already too much.
No, we need more LA Knight. You got to watch some of his Impact stuff because he's fantastic.
That's great, but I don't like this version of him. In fact, that might be worse because then I'm going to see the Impact version of him and I'm going to be like, oh, that's funny. I'm going to see this one. I'm going to be like, well, where's that guy?
I wouldn't even say he's funny because if you watch there's one match in particular that I love. It's his Monsters Ball match against Abyss. It's great. Recommend it to anyone who wants to watch more LA Knight, Eli Drake stuff. He's so good. I forgot to mention, I don't know if it happened at this point or earlier, but we got a Solo Sikoa. What's his name? Was that right? Yeah, Solo Sikoa. He is going to be arriving next week at Halloween Havoc. Don't know in what capacity.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And they've been kind of hiding his face. It's interesting.
I wonder if that's because he looks like an Uso.
Maybe.
Because if I'm not mistaken, the genes for that family, in particular, with the Uso brothers, they run strong.
Yeah.
They run hella strong.
Mm-hmm. All right, so then we had our main event, Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker versus grizzled young veterans soon to be recognized as NXT Tag Team Champions. It's been a while since I've done that.
Yeah, it has been. So, yeah, we started Braun versus Drake. James Drake. When I rate Drake, I think of Drake Maverick, but I've written Drake for 90% of this. I don't even think I wrote James once. Braun just overpowers James Drake. He slams him downwards, power slams him. When Ciampa gets in, Ciampa pretty much stays in. He ends up hitting a knee to the face of Gibson. It turns out during the commercial break that Grizzled Young Veterans have the upper hand. But the moment we're back, Ciampa hits James Drake with a belly-to-back suplex. But he can't tag out because Gibson removes Braun from the apron. And then Braun goes to chase after Gibson instead of getting back on the apron. So Ciampa ends up getting clotheslined. He gets just absolutely obliterated in several different ways. At one point, he's attacking James Drake, but he doesn't realize that Gibson is tagged in. There's a dropkick to Ciampa as Drake holds onto him. James Drake immediately spins himself around into a submission hold. Then we get a DDT to James Drake. And as Ciampa goes to tag out, Braun has once again gone to attack Mr. Gibson, causing Ciampa to get fucking mad. Because once again, he can't tag out, and he wants to. Finally, Braun gets back up. He tags in, or rather, Ciampa fucking slaps the shit out of him to tag out. Then Braun hits a clothesline to Drake, some belly-to-belly suplexes. He gets the Miro submission hold.
The Steiner recliner.
Yeah, sorry. Which I guess I can't call the Miro submission hold because it seems like it belongs to his family first.
Oh yeah, it's the Steiners.
Sorry, Mr. Steiner. And other Steiners. But Gibson ends up kicking Braun in the head. Braun knocks him from the ring, and then he lifts Drake for a little power slam. And he wins.
Yes. Yes. Still, Braun Breaker only has one singles win and is going for the NXT title. Going by the actual like ladder of wins and losses, still Zion Quinn, who should have a title opportunity, being 3-0. It's tied between Zion Quinn and Boa. So, get your shit straight, NXT.
They never will.
After
It's
today.
cute that you think they might.
Huh?
I said, but it's cute that you think they might.
After today, Cora Jade should be the next up against Raquel.
Well, you know, the way they're booking her, it might happen.
Well, Electro's number one, and knocking off the number one, you become the new number one. Imperium are the top of the ladder against MSK, so that tracks. And Indy and Persia top the women's tag ladder.
I don't feel like they're getting the titles, though.
Oh, definitely not. It's gonna be Toxic Attraction is gonna walk out with all the gold.
It's so funny to me. It sounds like you keep saying Toxic Attraction.
Maybe I am. But if JC Jane can even wrestle.
Yeah.
If she's cleared.
Hopefully she is.
Yeah, I hope so
really
too.
would not like to see her fuck up her current trajectory.
Yeah. Alright, so let's get into the best of the night. And if you have a question for us for our question segment, leave it in the chat now. Or if you're watching on YouTube, leave it in the comments and we'll get to it we'll get to it in the next episode. Alright, so promo of the night. So I'm kind of leaning towards 2. What?
No, then keep going.
Oh, what's that face? What's that face?
I have something fun in store for you.
What is it?
I was gonna wait until after the best of the night.
Okay. Alright, so my 2 picks for promo of the night, wildly different. You can pick whichever one you want. It's Johnny returning, and it's Kushida and Ikemen in the bathroom. Unless you want to go with Von Wagner and Kyle.
That's hard, because Johnny returning wasn't like pomp and circumstance, but it was like Johnny came back. No, it's gonna be Ikemen and Kushida. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm leaning more towards Johnny and Mello, because that I thought was like a perfect segment because it had a great return, great reaction, great exchange from them. Great way to end it with Dexter coming in, showing character development and all that. Nobody looked bad. Alright. Cheetah and Ikemen it is.
Shouldn't have given me the option if I didn't have the option.
Okay. Alright. Wrestler of the night. There's one answer. No, there's 2. Alright.
I've got one in mind.
I'm gonna let you pick between these 2, and I feel like one of them is who you have in mind. My 2 are Julius Creed and Io Shirai.
Oh. Not who I had in mind.
Who do you have in mind?
Eichner.
The only reason I wanted to pick Julius over Eichner was because Julius has been showing more and more of his character a lot. Like mocking the other team and like we see him vocalize a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's like the best part of Diamond Mine right now, in my opinion.
I'm still gonna. I'll go with Io.
Okay.
Just because I'm still waiting on just a little something more from Julius.
Io also carried that match. Like,
Yeah.
she did a great job buying time for JC to be checked, and then really carried the end of that match to be really good and help Persia show off.
Yeah.
All right, now match of the night. As always, we'll go from worst to the best, and Liz will tell me if she agrees with my pick for the best. So starting with the worst, 3 out of 10. Elektra Lopez versus Cora Jade. It was dumb. Elektra should not be getting a loss to somebody like Cora Jade. This was stupid. Next up, 4 out of 10. Tony Deangelo versus Ruefang. It's a fine match. Enhancement talent, whatever. Did what it needed to do. Next, Yoshirai versus JC Jane versus Persia Parota. 4 out of 10. It was a fine match, all in all. The end was definitely great between Persia and Io, but it wasn't what it was intended to be. I'm wondering what the triple threat would have been like had JC not gotten injured. But it's unfortunate what happened. Alright, so next up, 5 out of 10. LA Knight versus Grayson Waller. It was a decent enough match. I don't know. It wasn't a bad match. Wasn't a great match. It was just decent. Then we had 5 out of 10. Briggs and Jensen versus Legado. I mean, Legato's always fantastic. How could I not give them like extra points? This is decent, you know? Wasn't anything special. Another 5 out of 10. Odyssey Jones versus Andre Chase. I mean, Odyssey's booked how he should be. This match wasn't what it should have been. Should have been a little more than the squash, but yeah. Next up, 6 out of 10. Ciampa and Breaker versus GYV. It was fun. Didn't love it, but it was just fun. The crowd ruined it with how much they were heckling GYV, where it seemed like it actually affected the match at the end of the day.
Yeah, I get that.
But my pick for match of the night was Creed Brothers versus Imperium. Like, everyone was on their mark today. What would have made it like amazing is if Roddy hadn't gotten involved. It would have made Diamond Mine look better. Would have made the match way more exciting. But it was still a ton of fun. Still a ton of fun.
I agree.
Cool.
I fully agree with you.
So, promo of the night. Bathroom antics with Ikemen and Kushida. Wrestler of the night. Yoshirai. Match of the night. Creed Brothers versus Imperium. Alright, you want to answer some questions? Oh, you had something.
You do have something.
What is it? Yeah?
I wrote this down so I didn't have to fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call a secretive group of terrorist farm animals that remain inactive until ordered to act?
What?
A sheeper cell!
Oh, did you make that up on your own?
Yes, I did.
That was really good, actually. Like, I can't lie. That was really good.
There's gonna be a very distinct time back to when we were talking about sleeper cells, where you will see like my eyes like kind of like go off to the side because I was thinking, I was like, I can do something with this.
Miriam said Madcap Moss wishes he had jokes this good.
I've been
Oh.
holding on to this for so long. I held on to this for the entire podcast.
Wow. Wow. All right. Well, let's answer some questions. Miriam said, besides the Dakota reveal, do you think we'll get any surprise returns at Halloween Havoc? Who's away that would need to return?
Tim.
Oh.
Timothy.
Yeah. That's a weird one.
Maybe there'll be like, maybe Imperium wins the titles and then Tim comes out as part of Imperium because that was supposed to be part of a storyline, but we never got it.
I think, if anything, Walter would come out for Imperium because he's supposedly in America, right?
I mean, he specifically said that he never wants to move to America full time, so.
Full time. This could be a, temporary thing.
A little part time gimmick. Yeah, maybe.
I could see maybe Thatcher getting involved with Ciampa and Breaker, but I don't know if he would really fit long term. Maybe Joe. We haven't seen Joe in a while.
Maybe William Regal.
No. Oh. Be Triple H. Who's away that needs to return?
I've already given you my answer.
Oni and Danny? No. Cameron Grimes? I think Cameron Grimes will make an appearance, but I don't think it'll be anything special.
Maybe Cameron Grimes.
He's got to show off the new look. Like, what matches are there to have an appearance?
Do you think Cameron Grimes is gonna have cut his hair?
Yes, 100%. After what Grayson Waller told him.
That's gonna be stinky. I don't like that.
Miriam said maybe some new faces besides Solo Sikoa. Possible. Although since it's a special show and they already have a lot planned, I just don't know how they would fit it. I don't know. Yeah, well, like Frankie and Jesse and Robert Stone have kind of been MIA since that match.
But so is like Frankie's been gone.
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
No one would come down from the main roster to make an appearance, I don't think. Now that they established that NXT 2.0 is below the main roster. Zombie Ref.
Zombie Ref is already there.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve.
Maybe we'll finally see Steve.
It's Steve Macklin.
Bad news for Andre Chase.
I mean, last year they had like the whole Scream thing, which was awesome. I don't know if we'll get anything like that this year.
What do you mean the whole Scream thing?
Or the Ghostface guy. Remember Austin Theory showed up and helped Johnny beat Damien?
That was something fun.
Yeah.
Because that kept happening.
Yeah, that was a cool running storyline. I don't think we'll get something
especially when
like
there was
that.
like all of the Scream guys in the fucking ring.
Never got an explanation to that, but it was cool.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Because there's like There's like nobody that's gone that like that's been gone long enough. Oh, maybe Ember.
Maybe. Yeah, that would make sense actually.
Ember's been talking about a new look, and it might make sense for her to debut it at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
where? Because
Well,
maybe Raquel and Mandy.
yeah, I was gonna say once the title is safely in somebody's hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Mandy will probably win it off Raquel.
I just hope not.
And she will. Raquel's gonna go up to the main roster. Alright. We have one more question off of YouTube. This is from Milam. What do you think is the most interesting story going on in wrestling right now?
In wrestling. Ooh. Ooh.
Currently going on.
Currently happening.
I mean, there's the Seth and Edge storyline, which is really interesting.
Honestly, the Su Young shit in Impact is like very interesting to me.
That's interesting, but I'm mostly interested because they haven't given us a whole lot with that. Let's see what's going on in AEW. That would be pretty interesting. Hangman and Kenny, but that's not much has happened with that since Hangman's return.
John Moxley right now is kind of interesting to me because we don't know what the fuck is going on with him.
But there's interesting because it peaks like it. There's nothing going on, and so you're curious. And then there's interesting where it's like a good story. I feel like Mox just like kind of floating around is a little. I don't know. It's like just like teasing. I don't know.
No.
What other story? Oh, there's
I feel like I've forgotten every story that's happening in wrestling.
there's the MJF Darby story. Isn't very interesting. There's Super Click doing their thing with Jungle Express. That's whatever.
I think the Adam Cole is technically dead and has been brought back is kind of interesting.
I wouldn't consider that part of wrestling though. That's like BTE stuff. There's the Paul Heyman Roman stuff, which is interesting.
Honestly, I think that's probably the most interesting to me right now is the Paul Roman Brock stuff.
What's going on in Impact? Su Young, Christian and Josh Alexander is all right. I think there was an interesting story. Well, there was when W. Morrissey was like suplexed Alicia, and Eddie Edwards came after her.
Bless.
I mean, a really interesting one was Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. That got very interesting. But now it's technically not going on anymore.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like
There's Malachi and Cody.
I'm interested to see where the friendship between FTR and Andrade go.
I think that was just like a one-time payment thing. If anything, it would be MJF and Andrade.
Actually, another thing I find interesting is like what the fuck is happening with the Pinnacle.
Yeah. I think we can agree that the least interesting story is the top fight thing. America Top Team. That's it.
Oh, American's Top Team thing. Yeah.
That's stupid.
I have to listen to Dan Lambert like one more day. I'm gonna lose my shit. My marbles will be off the balls.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's Swingers Palace getting removed, getting evicted.
It's painful. Um, one thing I'm really interested in is what the fuck is happening with Bullet Club, because Bullet Club's got a lot of drama right now, and that's such a long-standing faction that it's like,
Yeah. Um,
and Jay's been the leader for a while, so it makes me kind of wonder if like someone's getting dethroned.
there's nothing happening with Christopher Daniels right now. His character seems cool, but he's not doing anything. I'm trying to think of like not title scenes in Impact, because Impact has interesting stories. Oh, the Rhino and Heath Slater stuff.
Mm,
That's cool.
yeah, that's interesting.
And we'll see how that goes on Saturday. What else is there? AEW. What AEW storylines are happening? Oh, the Mickey James Deonna Purrazzo one's interesting.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say it's the most interesting. Right now, I think the most interesting is Paul Heyman and Roman.
Yeah, I think that, or for me, is Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also because like just knowing that Jay White hates the fact that Evil is in Bullet Club gives me so much joie de vivre.
Yeah. What's happening on Raw? We haven't talked about Raw at all. Besides
Is anything
Charlotte
happening on
and
Raw?
there's Drew and Big E.
Not very
Yes.
interesting.
Charlotte and Bianca. Happening. What is happening on Raw?
3 hours of nothing.
Jeff Hardy and Austin Theory.
Yeah, there we go. That's the one.
There's gotta be more interesting stuff on AEW. Like more stories there. Wheeler Yuta unable to get a win.
Orange Cassidy looked like he was about to kill Drop Moxley, so that'll be something.
Yeah. The Suzuki Goon and Mox and Eddie is pretty interesting. I actually one storyline I am most interested in is the Effie Matt Cardona storyline. Now that they've involved Allie Katch and Chelsea Green.
That's true.
I got to catch up on GCW to see more of that, but that's been something I've been interested in.
I'm interested in the Juice Bullet Club saga.
What is even happening with it? Like, what progression has been made besides getting Chris Sabin involved?
None.
Yeah.
But Juice Robinson gets to act like a freak in the ring, and I love that for him.
Fair. All right. Well, hope that answers
Do you
the
want to
question.
give a definitive answer?
Can I give 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a bottom line is what I'm asking for here.
It's either Roman, Paul Heyman, and Brock. Especially since Brock has been actually giving really good promos. And it's Matt Cardona and Effie, with also Chelsea Green and Allie Katch. Even though I don't like Allie Katch.
No, you don't.
She slashed a dude with a knife in the ring, and that shit's not okay.
Yeah, I would say mine is Bullet Club and the Paul Heyman trials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. All right. So that's all of our questions. Liz, would you like to close out the show?
If you tuned in tonight, thank you so much. And if you tune in the future, sorry that you missed my joke in real time. I hope you enjoyed it in not real time. Please join us on Thursday for a very special episode of WWE 2K20.
Yes.
Where we will discuss
Battle of the Brands.
I'm trying to like set it up like a very special episode of like Saved by the Bell, where we will discuss the dangers of doing drugs. No, where we will discuss the dangers of watching Crown Jewel, and we'll talk about Impact too. So that'll be fun. Please tune in for that, and then also please tune in on Friday for our SmackDown post show, where we will be talking about SmackDown.
Yes. Our
I know.
Battle of the Brands is always a lot of fun. It's very chill. Definitely come check it out. There's a lot to talk about along with our Battle of the Brands, so you'll definitely want to come join. It'll be right after Impact, so about 10 p.m. Eastern. Our YouTube is the Pinfall Podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the live show, twitch.tv/the Pinfall Podcast. We love to chat with you. Our Twitter is at Pinfall Podcast. I'm at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. And we'll see you Thursday for Battle of the Brands, aka Impact Talk, aka Crown Jewel Talk. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you on Thursday.